I gotta tell you this story real quick. It happened yesterday at work, first thing in the morning. And standing in a circle with some of my coworkers, and we're talking about what we're gonna do for the day. And and you start hearing some yelling going on across the lot. And we have connexes and big containers and other things that are scattered throughout the lot, so you can't really see who's yelling. It took a minute to realize that they were being serious. He was being serious. He was pissed. Yeah, you really F me, and you really F me since day one. F you. He's mad. He's angry, just yelling and shouting. He tried to get in his face, but there was a contractor that kind of stood between him and apparently his boss, who he was mad at. We're just like, dude, what's going on over there? Like, what's gonna happen? Because he kept walking away, and then he'd drop his lunch bag and turn back around and get right back. Try to get back in his face, but he was being held back. Anyways, he was talking about how he's been screwed since day one by him. Whoop-de-whoop, ever since he moved out here. And then one thing he said that made my ears perk up like a dog when they hear something. My ears went boop. And he said, "You've been harassing me all this time." And it made me think about, what was he going through? It's like we're trained and we're programmed to think that the loud and obnoxious one is the one in the wrong. But we really don't know what got him to that point.
I know that. I'm not a racist. I just want to watch the movie.
I'm only gonna say this one more time, sir. Calm down.
I'm calm!
But it's crazy how we're trained to think like, oh, that's the bad guy because he's angry. But there are two sides to every story, and we really don't know what happened. So to make this long story short, he's kicked off the property. One of the general contractors, they came up to us because we had front row seats. One of the general contractors came up to us and said they wanted our eyewitness account. Right? There was no documentation. He just came up and said, "So what happened?" And just a side note, you should always put into consideration or skepticism when people want a statement from you without documentation, an informal statement, an informal eyewitness account. That's strange to me, because you want a paper trail. You want a paper trail for yourself. That's how you stay one step ahead of the gang stalkers. But there's more on that in the future. He said, "So what happened, guys?" We told him what we heard, what we saw, and while that exchange was going on, the guy, the boss, who was getting yelled at by the angry and disgruntled employee, he walks up to us. He comes up out of nowhere and just says, "Hey, sorry that you guys had to see and hear all that." And for ish and giggles, right? Ish and giggles, I looked at the contractor, pointed at him. I said, "Oh, that's the guy that was harassing him." The boss, he pretended like he didn't hear. It went one ear and out the other. He didn't even acknowledge my comment. But the contractor, he looked at me. He had this funny look. It's not really a funny look. There is a look that they make, and I don't do it any justice. I don't know how to do that look naturally, right? Because I'm trying to fake it, but they do it naturally. And he gave me that look that's like, "Oh, I can't believe he went there." I thought it was funny because I saw the look on his face, and I always think that's funny. A couple other guys in my circle, they thought it was funny, but they don't know the inside joke. They don't know I'm kind of looking at this guy like, yeah, you probably did harass him. And that's him right there. I like to have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to stay a step ahead, document your stuff, and as a TI, we have no place to say, "You know what you did? You're a gang stalker. We're on to you. I see you. Start flailing our arms and just going all crazy. That's not how to do it. Dance with them. Dance with them. That's the guy that was harassing them. And they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say to that. They don't. And that's why they have that look. They're like, so, anyways, stay encouraged, have fun. Jesus tells us to be blameless and upright. And there's a reason why. Because when you do, you confound your enemies and you put them to shame because of your uprightness, your obedience, and your good works. In Jesus' name.